So this is the agenda today. We're gonna go through what is Power BI and how to get started. We're gonna do one use case, but in the class we're gonna do like 10. So here just as the beginning. So actually is a Microsoft Business Intelligence platform. So Microsoft is the top leader here in this space. Tableau is number 2, then the ClickView is number 3. So used to be Microsoft started only 3 years ago, while Tableau is there for 15 years. So even starting 3 years, last 15, we started with the beta in our company. Then we went through, live, and since then we are doing it with Microsoft. So Gartner report from February, they are saying here that augmented and augmented data discovery is going to be the major part of the business going forward in 2020. Augmented data discovery capability will grow at twice the rate and deliver twice the business value. So basically, you just throw the data, and then the BI platforms automatically discover the correlation between the data and generate the reports and stuff like that. So already have some capabilities right now, and we're going to show today what they Power BI has. Also, natural language processing with artificial intelligence. Also, Power BI can do it today. Features, even though you are using, you're gonna see they are new. You're gonna discover a few new features.
Totally off-premise, or you using on?
Yeah, but we gonna use both today on and off premise, and we're gonna show how to publish the reports to cloud also, which is a Power BI service. Yeah, so we have a new buzzword called citizen data scientists here. That new buzzword, that's what actually Microsoft driving the Power BI these days. All the BI platforms are eventually going to get there, but Microsoft is way ahead. I'm going to show you at the end. They are coming up with the new common data service. That's going to blow away. Basically, new revolution is going to start in BI world. And because it's not available yet, I just got an email from Microsoft today. I'm on the earlier tester for that, and I'm going to get like maybe include the actual whole view of that thing. So I even myself don't know, because Microsoft don't want us to know, what it is until they, they do the whole thing. So what is Power BI actually? Power BI is a suite of business analytical tools that deliver insight throughout your organization. Most of organizations these days are data-driven. They call it data-driven culture or data-driven organizations. Based on data, they make most of the decisions. So Microsoft Power BI delivers that. Get the insight from the data. Based on that, the business users can make decisions, say do forecasting, predictions, and develop their strategy around it. Power used to easily collect, transform, clean, and shape data. It has built into it's called Power BI Query Editor. ETL tools. In the traditional world, you used to have ETL tools. Like right now, also on the big data, we do Spark. We still use Spark also to clean the data, most of the data. But Power BI has a built-into tool that does it automatically, and it records all the steps also. So if I read a data file from the database and I cleanse that data, it's going to start recording it, what I'm cleaning and what I'm doing. Because you create the dashboard and report once. You don't have to do it every day. So then the data get refreshed. It's gonna do it all those steps automatically on that data, clean it automatically, and refresh your dashboard and reports based on that.
Like Excel macros.
Excel macros, but it's not macros. It's
Something like that.
something like that. Yeah, something like that, and it's pretty easy to do, not like Excel macros.
Yeah.
I'll show you. Connect to like hundreds of data sources, like other softwares. So you can connect to Oracle. We connect to Oracle. We connect to SAP within our company. We connect to Salesforce, and basically hundreds of sources you can connect to Git. You can any Teradata and stuff like that. I'm going to show you through this. We're going to build the graph just by asking questions. To be a developer to do that, since it's a self-service. So we're going to do this also when we do the demo. It is a very good feature. So what Quick Insight is, since Power BI is a self-service platform, what Quick Insight does it, I don't even have to be a graph cleaner or something. I just click on the data. I'm going to show you that feature also. All the features I'm explaining, I'm going to show you. You just right click and say, get the Quick Insights. It's going to bring these kind of graphs based on your data. Then you can click on any of those and create a dashboard out of those. So with no knowledge of anything, you can create the dashboards automatically. Any end user can do it. In want to do the same thing in Excel, you have to have a knowledge. So even you don't need a business knowledge. Even you don't have to be a business expert to do this. We're gonna go through this. Actually, I have a video I wanted to show you on this. Let me show you later on because I'm not familiar with this platform yet, so I don't want to go away. Let's go through it, and then I'll show you Cortana video first. Then we go through with step by step, creating the dashboard and reports. Any device, anytime, anywhere. It has basically, if it is on Windows, Apple also it has applications that on the phone or tablet you can load and see your Power BI dashboards and reports there. And Android also same way, or any HTML5 device available in the market. So basically, within these four, it covers 95% of the devices. You can have on Power BI. You can display the dashboard and reports. This is feature of this is Microsoft already knew the services and data structure behind those services, like Salesforce. Salesforce is, they have a common data structure framework underneath it. Then we extend it. We add the fields to it, and instead of so what Microsoft did is that okay, we already know the structure, and they already created dashboards and reports based on that. So if your organization is using extra fields in there, you can just add those things in there, and that way you can extend those dashboards and reports. So I'm going to show you where it is and how to get it. So you update it with changes as they happen. So this is in your case actually. This is what it is. In our case also we use it. Most of your stuff is in premise, right? But in our case, we have a gateway installed. We have 3 gateways for redundancy. And we have hundreds of dashboards and thousands of reports online. So what happens is when a lot of our critical data, we don't push to the cloud. It is still on premise. So those gateway servers, what it happens is when somebody refreshes the reports and dashboards, it comes to our premise get the data and serve it on the cloud. So basically, privacy, if you have like GDPR or new European rules, you don't have to push the data on the cloud. You can still have the data on premise, but it reads all the dashboards on the cloud. It will refresh as data getting refreshed on premise.
And you don't need VPN.
VPN, so the gateway, enterprise gateway is the VPN. So it can work on different ports, but it can work also on HTTPS. If you don't want to open the ports for security reasons, and it can work on HTTPS, which is secured socket also.
Are we talking about storage gateways? Are you
It's
talking
not
about
a storage.
Are you talking AWS?
Yeah, if I'm connected to, I have a report that I build a report that connect to Oracle database on premise.
Okay.
Then I push the report to the cloud and share with my users. I don't have to push the data out there.
Right.
So every time somebody click on the dashboard, it sends a query on premise using these gateways. Then the data gets back to them as a report. Basically, data will be very updated data because my database Oracle is being updated constantly.
The reports get automatically refreshed.
Yes, and you can schedule also refresh. Like some of our reports are being refreshed every 4 hours. Some are at night. We refresh them. So every morning, when the management comes or anybody comes and look at the report, it's fresh report. It's with a new.
Sometimes you also need the historic data also, like, for us. It's like you need the fresh report also 30 days prior, to compare last month.
Yeah, we do that too.
That
Yeah,
is part of the report.
and that's a part of the report. It's not.
The report, no, where last previous 30 days, previous months, and then current one.
It's a part of the report. The data is there already, right?
Yeah.
Data is in the database. All the data is going to be in the database. So it's how you build the report. So if you asking the report to build it like compare quarterly or monthly or weekly even, you have to build the report that way. It's a sharing part. So you can concept called workspaces in Power BI. The workspace data sets and workspaces, worksheets. So those four comes under workspaces. Microsoft introduced this workspace concept a few months back. You can also build the apps within the workspaces. What app is that if my reports, it will be very current, right? Is if I don't want users, I only want users to see, I give them, like on the iPhone or your phones, you have an app, but you don't have the updated version yet until you go to the store, app store, and updated that app, right? You only have the older version. This is the concept Microsoft introduced here. They said users don't need to have, sometimes you are testing the report and stuff like that. They don't have to have the very fresh report. So they did the concept of apps. So you share as a apps when you are ready to update. You just update your app, and everybody's app automatically updated. So people are looking at the newer app. But the editor of the app or the developer of the app updates that. So in the Power BI has Power BI have 5-6 tools. They have Power BI Desktop, Power BI Service, Power BI Mobile Apps. They also have Power BI Embedded. They also have Power BI Reporting Server. Probably you are using some part of it. SSRS
Yeah,
is
we're using
part of it. But here we're gonna just cover these three. Power BI Desktop is a editor version. Basically, this is where you build the reports. Then you share those reports, you push it to Power BI Service, which is a cloud. And Power BI Mobile is just to consume those reports. So you can do some notification in the Power BI apps, which is on your phone or tablets. You can tell it, okay, if the sales figure change, inform me. It will send you the notification. You can do those kind of things in app, but you cannot do much. So all these only on Power BI desktop and Power BI service. This is where you actually create and manage those reports. Workflow, we're going to go through this when we build the report. This is on desktop. We're going to get the data. In the query editor, we're going to clean it up, and then we're going to build a model, and then we're going to create a report. Then also we're going to share the report on the Power BI service here, cloud. They have built-in artificial intelligence. We're going to run those algorithms along with it, and it's going to tell us, I mean, with the eye, we cannot see those things, but we're going to see how it comes up with all those things I'm going to show you. So it has built-in machine learning, and they are doing a bigger thing, which I'm going to present at the very end. It's a new, I just told you guys, common data service. They're going to build the lake, and then you can do machine learning, artificial intelligence within Power BI, because Power BI already has a R. You can run R in Power BI. They are adding the Python right now at the so most people are using Python right now on the machine learning. R, very few. R is basically dying language right now. When they have Python, then it will be, people will be using it full-fledged capabilities of machine learning. Part is, if today I have to use R or Python, if I share with the user also has to install Python and R on their system, and they also have to put all the libraries. They have to install all the libraries and everything. But with Power BI, when you put within Power BI R and Python, when you share that or on the powerbi.com or even with the desktop, user do not have to install anything on their system. They just run those Python code will run within that. So you don't have to. So users be able to run those things also without installing anything. That's the main benefit of using machine learning, Python and R within Power BI. No? Okay. This is machine learning cases, how it is being used, and according to Microsoft, the artificial intelligence answers these 5 questions. It will be yes or no, true or false, and then is it weird, anomaly detection normally, and how many regression kind of thing, regression logarithms, organized also like KNN, so K nearest neighbor, yeah, and what would be next is like a recommender systems and stuff like that. Machine learning logarithms. Basically, these, according to Microsoft, these are the only 5 questions machine learning and answers. You can see more on online. So this is the architect. Normally, Power BI 2.0. Normally, companies has cloud here. Power BI. Cursor is not there. Okay, this is the cloud. We have dashboard, reports, and data sets. Then it is connected to our SQL Server and on-premise. This is Azure, probably Azure, and then it goes to through gateway. It goes to connect to our on-premise databases, Excel files, and other services. Then on the right-hand side, all the consumption, phones, tablet, PCs, people consume data. This is just a general architecture. So, demo, you want to come?
Yeah.
question, market share of for US tax.
Okay, so organizations, because you know it's free or cheap. If you don't want cloud, then it's totally free. Tableau is $70 for each license. Power BI is between 5 and 9, $10, 5 and 10. If you have enterprise agreement, $4 per user per month, which is like this. That is full. That's everything, include everything.
On-premise or off?
Oh, both. It include on-premise is totally free.
So you need a SQL Server
Yeah,
enterprise license.
yeah, that is the only thing you need. If you want on-premise, you can push it to SSRS, all the reports from Power BI. Yeah, so.
I think there is a big jump between pricing of 2012 and 2014 is always on.
Yeah, but I'm not sure about this.
There's a huge jump in the price.
On the SQL Server price? Yeah. But, you know, price of the Power BI itself is very cheap. Yeah. So,
The source can be anything, right?
anything.
So it's not necessarily that you have.
No.
So does it understand Hadoop?
Yeah. Hadoop ecosystem, yeah. It does Spark, Hadoop. I'm gonna show you. We can go through the list of what it can support. 70 is an hour free. If you user desktop version, you have to pay around few $100,000. No. For the server licensing, it's few $100,000. It's not cheap.
Yeah,
Still
you have
cheap.
the cloud version.
Yeah, it's cloud version also. But that is, it's way. I used to have a slide also, but I killed it.
What about
ClickView.
ClickView?
ClickView, same thing. I just got it. View and Tableau. I just got. I cannot share more information because my company is still private. We build wafers, and we are putting company in another country. And I got ClickView $2 million. 100 users code. And many said no. So now I'm getting code from Microsoft Power BI, but it's going to be different tenants for that.
It's pretty awesome. It was a public company doing a lot of stuff in the. It pretty much created a space for data discovery by itself. There was no space before that. Visualization and BI was there, but then Tableau came into picture. It grabbed its market share. ClickView is an European company. I personally think the marketing is much better in the US, and I think it's packaging and marketing and influence out here. And a great product as well. I think took a lot of great things, and Power BI is coming. Well, I mean, it has been there, but the emphasis is Microsoft is putting right now, it's really pushing it the envelope. They do have the deep buckets to take losses. Maybe I don't know if they're really learning losses, but I think take the hits to grab the market share to be able to do that. In fact, Tableau desktop is $2,000 per seat. But after discount and all thing, it comes to $800 or something. We bought it, so we know it ourselves. So it's not cheap. It's not $70.
Okay. So I just had a quick slide from. So Power BI desktop is free, totally 100%.
So I can also.
What page is it? Start free.
It's totally free product.
It's a good marketing strategy. It's a very successful marketing strategy. It works. Okay, so some people on the phone were reporting that there's an audio issue, Chetan specifically. Are others having similar issue? I put on the chat the same message. If others are not, then Chetan, it's specifically something at your end. I'm still using Bill your thing. So I'm going to take a few moments just to talk about Big Data Trunk. Some people in the room before we started also asked about what we do, what's this company, and what we are really trying to do. So I'm just going to take a few moments to talk about briefly the company. Personally, myself, I'm Raju Srivastava. I'm the co-founder of Big Data Trunk. We are Big Data Shop. Personally, myself, I've been 20 years in the industry, the Bay Area, doing startups, big companies, MNCs. Data is all my life. For the all 20 years, first 15, 16 years more on the traditional, and the last 5-6 years I've been more focused on the data. We formed this company 3 years back, and it's been more focused on the data side, on the cloud, on the premise, all of that. We do have this kind of conference. We have a meetup group. We have conferences, and I think this is Salesforce conference, Dreamforce, where we are presenting our team and us presents in many conferences. Here is another one. This is Santa Clara Convention Center. Very recently, quite a lot of audience out there, well received. So we do keep on doing these kind of sessions. So if you haven't joined our meetup group or those kind of things, join that, and you can be invited to future sessions. Personally, I myself got fortunate to be an author last year. I published one book, the orange one, the SQL Server one, that's more about big data, high availability, HA, and the enterprise, how it can be done, which led Microsoft contacting me for the second book, which is work in progress. So that's my night job. So that keeps me busy nights. So that's in progress, target for July release. It's more on the Azure side of it, HD insights, and how big data can be done on the Azure platform. So that's briefly about me. The company, as I said, it's a Bay Area-based company with offshore development centers. We have practices around data. That's pretty much data analytics is what we do. We don't do anything else, but that's our focus. And I think that's the most happening thing in the industry anyways, in terms of IT, and data is always evergreen space in general, I believe, and it will. The importance is only going to keep on increasing. We are working on some internal products, very exciting on the AI and related stuff, so that's awesome for our team, and internally we are excited about that. We are E-verified company. This is more for students who are looking for visa and things like that. That makes sense. Otherwise, we are partnered with large corporations like Microsoft, Amazon, and many others. This is a subset. Some of our clients, which we have done some form of shape, some work with them, but a lot of traction these days is coming from startups. They're just trying to disrupt the industry and come up with the next Google or big change, which is coming from the startups. So those are two things we do. We do training, we do consulting, and we have working on internal product as well. So all the three areas. I'm going to briefly talk about training services. I think some Power BI, I think Bill also mentioned what training this is going to do a quick demo, but what the overall program has. So we have 5 different programs, training programs or courses. The question comes, like a lot of people, like, does it make sense for me? What should I do? What happens? So for that, we ask this question. We have technology companies, so we made a flow chart to answer that question. So the first question you should ask yourself, if you're thinking about in the BI or the data or the big data space, if you are really thinking about big data space, especially, the first question I usually ask people, like, are you going to be thinking about coding, hands-on coding? If you are not looking for coding, whether it's any language, Python, Java, C++, Scala, doesn't matter what it is, but if the coding is there, then you can think about big data developer course or big data engineer as a career. Without that, in Bay Area, out of question. This is not a question to ask. So that's a must-have. So a lot of people have that doubt, to just clarifying and very upfront right there. But if you're not somebody who is very hardcore programming and coding, but still want to be in the big data space and is good with SQL or any of these BI tools, but want to take one level up or do different stuff, big data analyst or data science, which is a little bit of data science. We have another program which does that combination. It doesn't need that aggressive or hardcore programming, but there is a potential for a big data analyst. And then if you are neither of those, but you have a little bit of programming or less of programming, but you want to get into IT or want a visualization tool as a career, then Power BI is the program which will, this is giving you a small glimpse of that, but there's tons of things which is covered in the overall program perspective. These are details. I'm not going to go into all the details. Everything is available on our website, so you can browse through and look at it. In summary, there are 5 programs. The big data engineer, as I said, it needs some programming needed. Big data analyst, SQL or any BI tools, Tableau, ClickView, whatever we're talking about, any of those should be fine. With little effort, you can think about going into big data analyst space. Big data QA is another program which we have that's good for people who have QA background, but like feeling like saturated, like QA is too many people, too much saturated. They want to up their level, one up. That's big data QA could play a role in that. Power BI, as Will would show and has been talking about, it doesn't need any prerequisites. Very easy to use tool, but tons of features and capabilities which make it very, very powerful, the industry leader at this point of time. We recently started a machine learning program. So we did one batch so far, and it's gone very successful. And that's a program which we also have. A little bit of Python or programming background and statistics background is valuable and helpful, but people can pick as well if they are interested in that. So that's the 5 different programs. This is the curriculum for machine learning training program, and all the details again is available and thing. Anthony Rose is the trainer for that. He's the faculty in California State University, so he runs this machine learning program. So pretty intense, quite deep knowledge in deep learning and voice recognition and a lot of these areas.
Is it face-to-face?
It isn't face-to-face. So in terms of schedule, yeah, I'll talk about that. It's face-to-face, in person. This is the classroom which we run the program. We started this 3 years back, and initially first 6 months or 9 months we were only doing training, and then we soon realized training is just not enough. Training just doesn't cut it, because as soon as you go for a job or requirement, people say where's the experience, and you ask, how do I get an experience to show you the experience? So it's a chicken egg problem. And with that, we've quickly started another program, which is a mentorship program, and this program helps in several different ways to really help you in the experience. So that's the gap which people are finding. So we let you partake in our projects or internal things which we are doing, so you have a referenceable experience. That's the number one thing which a lot of people think, yeah, that cuts it, and that's the number one reason. The rest of the things is bonus. We have certification in actual certification from the big data vendors or by Microsoft and so on and so forth. We also standing out. It's all about standing out from the rest of the crowd, and the area there's a lot of intensity which goes in terms of interview, whiteboard coding, data structures, algorithms. So we have formed a whole together team with people from LinkedIn and Microsoft who really their job is to take interviews. They come and do sessions out here, how to really crack those and how to do data structures and all that. So we have built that system. We take technical interviews on the topics, mock interviews, prepare for that, and finally also interpersonal interviews preparation. So situational interview, how to create your pitch, how to present, all of that is part of the thing, including your soft skills. So what I think is personally, apart from the technical courses, this is a way bigger value add which we provide. It's like, this is a life skill, so which you can carry on for 10 and 20 years in your life. Technology changes much faster than that. So I think this is a great program. I'm very proud about that as it has shaped and came forward. The purpose of the program is to really bridge that gap from the training to actually placement. So because of getting all this experience and the side skills. I'm saying how it is structured and what's the way the program works. So we have these different dates, all are available on the website. We have the developer and analyst, the big data focused one, starting next week, and the 13th of May, and the other two starting in the next weekend, the following week after that, 19th and the 20th. The structure is such a way that because most of the people who come in are working somewhere or other, they are trying to upgrade their skills, transition, all of that, and all of our trainers, I'm one of the trainers, all of us who are working somewhere, there is nothing called only trainer. So they have industry experience, which they bring into the table, and that's why this course is scheduled such a way that it's most likely like this. It's usually 10 to 4, one day in the weekend, so other day you can have it for your wife, your life, and still have a balance in certain form or shape, and then have this program going on. So it's a 5-6 weeks program, slowly structured so that you can digest, do homework, and other things as well. The course fees, which we call as a deposit, is $1,000 for any particular course. Everything can be done online. Why we say deposit? Because if you work through our clients and we place you and you're working through our clients, we refund the fees after 1 year you work with us. We have to think about the overall program, the training as well as mentorship, and then the third stage is more of the placement, because we also do placements to clients and all of that. So together it is $2,000 for the 3 months, 6 weeks for training and 6 weeks for the mentorship program, and then we move things. I think it's a very reasonably priced for 3 months of effort by the trainers, the mentors, the recruiters, the support team, the whole 9 yards. So that's kind of very effective. I don't think so there is any program at that price range across for 3 months. Very professional team giving you that. So that's the overall journey, and you can reach us at training@bigdatatrunk, and all of the details are in the website as well. So you can contact for training. If you're thinking of hiring an intern, so let's say you want somebody experienced person, you have a project, you're thinking of a startup or resources in your company, a junior resource at maybe unpaid period for some period of time, or less paid intern kind of a thing is trained. It's a win-win. The person being trained gets an opportunity to get exposure, and you get a reasonable resource as well. So that's another thing we do. Looking for a workshop like that, maybe it's 4 hours. Sometimes we do 6 hours workshops. If it's 4 hours, we go up to free for your team. If your team is looking for, okay, we want to have a similar session for my team, 5, 6 people, 10 people, we can come to your office and arrange that as well. And finally, for anything else which you need, resources, help, just have a good conversation, we are always there. So feel free to reach us. You can do all of that on our website, Big Data Trunk, or you can call on our number. Everything is on our website. So if you go to the training page, you'll find all of these trainings which I mentioned, and you can do the enrollment, and all of that can be done. If you're thinking of 2 programs joining, we give you a discount and make it $1,600. So that's in quick summary of what Big Data Trunk does and the training programs. Any quick questions on that? Anybody on the phone, any questions? If not, we'll go pass it back to Bill, and we'll continue with the demo. Thank you very much. So we're going to switch, take a couple of minutes, and we'll get started with the demo. We're going to the end. If you have questions which you want to ask separately later, we can do that once the session is over, or you can email us if you don't want to talk in public about that. Okay. Get you this.
Okay. Is it connected? Yeah.
So you need to do the sharing again.
Can we stop this live?
The problem is like everything goes down.
Oh, yeah.
So we can.
Maybe just see how it is.
It's too much of nap time. No, yes, that's too early.
Okay.
Unfortunately, yeah. I wish. That one.
Is my screen, can you see it?
Yes.
Okay. Actually, the other screen should be, I'm not sure how, I have 2 screens.
Do that.
Okay. Oh, here we go. Okay. We automatically share this one. Oh, that's
I
fine.
think probably this one you will not have split screen. This time.
Okay.
They are seeing.
Okay, that's fine. That's okay. Okay, so it's a demo time. Let me see what I have. Oh, okay. We can cover this later. Storytelling, basically, it's Power BI's main feature. Just they put it in storytelling feature. I'm gonna cover that too. So you can tell the story, connect with people, you know. Can you hear me online?
Yes, we can.
Okay, good, good. This is Power BI Desktop. You can it's a free product from Microsoft. You can download it. This is where you create the reports. This is a screen that is Excel-like screen. It has mostly, home screen is mostly when you have mostly used features. They put it right there. Then they have a view tab, they have modeling tab to model the data. So we're gonna, so this was the tabs up. On the left-hand side, these are the, because it's a little bit cut. So on the left-hand side, these are it's a report tab. Then we have a data tab and the relationship tab. It's called kind of modeling tab. I'll read the data, then we can go through these also again. So product. I'm just trying to see if, yeah. So like you had a question, right? What kind of data sources we can, somebody had a question that, how much you can, what kind of data you can bring it in using Power BI. So Microsoft, there are hundreds of them, but they divided into 6 categories. They have files, this Azure, online services and others, and all. And go this, when we go here in the Microsoft desktop, you get data. Get data has like upper part and the lower part. The lower part is just show you the mainly used input data sources. But if you click on the upper part, then we saw on the web, right? It has files, databases, Azure. They categorize it because they are adding more and more every month sources with. There was SAP was not there. There was a couple things months ago. A few things were not there. They just added them. So for your they have a Azure Lake for your Hadoop, and also on the here there is a file source you were asking, right? Yeah. So there are hundreds of them. So let me just go back to the web. They have like Excel, CSV, JSON, even JSON and other formats also. You can read. On the database side, they have SQL Server, IBM DB2, Oracle, Netezza, MySQL, Postgres, Sybase, Teradata, SAP. And Redshift is also there. It was not there before. They just added it in. Amazon Redshift. Google Query is in beta. The difference between the general and the beta is beta has less features available. You can still read the Google BigQuery, but not every feature of that is BigQuery is available in that. So this is just a difference between these beta to SAP warehouse, business warehouse, and Google. They have everything Azure plus HAD is also Hadoop from Hortonworks. This is also Hadoop. You can read data. Spark also. They put it in beta now. And Cosmos DB is a NoSQL database from Microsoft. Online services, huge list also. You have SharePoint, like you guys are probably doing it, reading the data from the SharePoint, right? Power BI service, Dynamics, it's a CRM like Salesforce, and Adobe Analytics, Facebook, GitHub. So that you can also have OData feed. You can read the web, data web. Spark is there also. ODBC, Microsoft product has connectivity to ODBC, and some others. Hadoop is also there again.
What is a blank query?
Simple query, anything you can query and bring the data format to you. That's what I think they're referring to. Anything you can query the data and bring the data in some kind of format, that is a blank query. Other than we don't use any blank query anywhere. Normally, even web, I'll be able to show you today that how we can read the Wikipedia. They have normally columns, and so get to the data. But first show you what we're gonna read. CSV file. So CSV scenario, bank CEO said, hey guys, I need to build a dashboard. He comes to you and say, we have this data here, which is our customer data, and we have the customer name, full name, gender, age, state. We have like 4 branches of that bank, and the job classification, what the customer does, and are they married or not, their education level. They have this kind of data, and they say, I can't make any sense out of it as is. So can you create some kind of dashboard where we can make sense out of this data? So then he comes to Bill, like he comes to me. Let me see what I can do. Let me create a dashboard and reports for you, and then I will call you when it is done. So from the data. So here, this is where you get the data. It's just say get data. It's very simple. Cannot be simpler than that. So we get the data. CSV file. We double click on it. And I'm going to, I'm showing you. I open it. Now it is reading the file. Based on the first 200 rows, it shows here, right? And it's a common delimited file. Power BI automatically detects it. And now it put it in a kind of a format here to show me, is this the data? If it is not, then we can change the things around here. If it is separation, we have a tab separated or semicolon, or can be anything. But it detected the comma and showing us the data. So I think data is fine. We can load, edit. There are 3 buttons here. Load means we can load this data in the model directly. Edit means, I told you it has a query editor, right? Where you can clean the data. If the data needs cleansing, we click on edit. Now it says query editor here. So we now open the data in the query editor. In the query editor, anybody familiar with like a Microsoft Azure ML platform? Anybody familiar? No? Machine learning platform? No? So machine learning, they are basically this kind of query editor. I'm going to show you at the end what they're coming up with. This is going to be their main thing on ETL. This is, you learn this, you know Microsoft ETL inside out. I'm going to, at the end, because they are coming up with a new feature. So this is the ETL, and if you look at this, quickly remove the rows. If I need to remove any rows and clean the data, we can do it here. See this button here, sometimes it doesn't read the headings. In our case, it says full name, gender. Sometimes it just says, hey, column 1, column 2. So heading becomes the first line. So this is just one click button. So if I click here, it's going to actually bring the very first line to the headers, right? And then I also told you it records the steps, right? If I want to go back, I just click here. Now the data full name. So it is recording everything you are doing here, like a macros, like you said, Excel macros. We may not have to change anything here. See, every column has this icon in front of it. If you want to change the data type, if you want to do it in the Python and other things, then you have to write a code, right? Here you just drop it and choose the other one. Choose whatever data type you want. You can that quickly you can do it. So Microsoft making it a industry standard now for all their products. So we'll see it later on the website I have. I'll show you what they're coming up with. Query. They don't call it a table. They call it a query. And this is where I can change it, the name, and there are the steps it is doing. Got it? All I have to do is when I know, okay, let's change something here so you know. I just double click on it. Now I can change the heading of the column. Home owner. I just call it a homeowner. Yes or no. Right? So we change here. We just change the heading here. We did not change any data type because everything is so clean. So then we come here and close and apply. So I don't want to see the recovered file. So now slate is blank. We have this. These are our tabs. We are on the reporting page. If we click on the data page, data tab here, I just clicked here. Now I can see, I can see the records, all the records here. We have 3,994 rows here. So some of our projects that we're gonna do here, they have like 20 million rows. The limit for this data desktop is 2 billion rows. You cannot go over 2 billion. So 2 billion is good enough. So then I told you common data service they're coming up with, that is multi-billion. I mean, there's no end. Then you can just go whatever. So this, I think Excel also has 2 billion rows. Then we only see one table here because we only have one table. If we have more than one table, this is where we manage the relationships. We do relationship or change the relationship between the tables, and everything we can do it here.
How would can you generate some kind of
in editor. So editor, right? This is how you go back to it. Table here, right? This is days, but any quarter table or anything. I don't have, based on the date, if I tell him, hey, give me the quarter table, this is how it is. I click on here. Quarter of the year. Actually, date, converted the date to the quarter. I can add a column, and based on the date, let me do that. So let me just add the column here. Now these two. Now into quarters. So if you go down there, there will be a second quarter, third quarter, and fourth quarter. How it is, I mean, if you have to do in Python, and you always have to write the code, and it's so easy in here. And everything is so easy. And Microsoft, this is going to be the platform Microsoft actually putting together for all the machine learning. If you know query editor, you can do all in here. You can clean the whole, doesn't matter how, you can clean the data at scale, basically.
It is also good at exploration.
To do the exploration, yeah, it's quiz.
This is very good, that I can understand sample data load,
Yeah.
understand and explore it.
Exactly. Yes. And explore in. So I save that data and go back to my model. This is where we're gonna explore it more. And how easy it is. What we're gonna do first. So okay, I told you the ribbon and these three buttons here, what they do. On the right hand side, we have visualization. This is where you create the visualization for your data. All my data is here in the fields. All the visualization is here. So there are over 30 right here. User is going to be Python also someday, in very shortly. So you can. This is where you write the R script by clicking on it, and you write the script here. Enable, but I'm not going to do it. They have more than 150 online also. Just show you. If you don't like the any visualization here, you can always go. Go. It was last month, so every week or so they add more and more visualizations. Are free, as you see here, free. Most of visualizations are free. I did not see any price so far yet, but there may be visualizations they charge. So most of them are free.
So what is, how from here,
You just Google it, Power BI, app, app visualizations gallery or visualization gallery.
okay.
You can go there.
So that will be added to the visualization, right?
Yeah, I'm going to show you how to add it. See here, import from the marketplace. You click here. Now same page, but within Power BI. Then I can add. If I just have to click this, it's going to add that visuals here. Everything in Power BI is simple, but when it comes to DAX and when it comes to advanced, then you have to learn like DAX. We're gonna cover DAX also. You guys know what DAX is, right? Yeah, it's an Excel language. Yeah. But other than that, it's simple. So I'm gonna just on this page, I'm gonna create, give it a background, give it a little bit this, and I'm gonna going to going to put just a base of so that white doesn't look good when you do the visualizations. So but I'm gonna just creating these couple layers. So this will be dark, this will be a little lighter. We put the stuff here. Then the company's name, and I'm gonna with here. So I call it's a bank. So I'm just putting this bank logo. Say it's a bank logo. Then I'm gonna use some text box to write name. And bank, make it a little bit bigger. This is kind of page that shows the name of the company. Creating visualizations. So let's create first. I want to know the number of let's create this. So show these are we cover in a detail in the course, but I'm gonna just show you quickly because it's gonna take quite a bit of time to if I go deeper in there. This is called cards. Card is just a number. It's only showing in the ID of the first customer, but I told him I just need a count. I right click it. Now I know we have 390 these many customers. So we already created a card. This is how it's gonna look. Then I ask, we want to show by region on here, that show what regions our I did. Power BI is so intelligent, automatically knows that this is it create a map for me. It automatically knows by the name is California, or it must be a map. So it created a map for me. Yep. This is also a map which is paid service. This is the only paid service I know that Microsoft has, but it created a regular map. I want to create a shape map of this. So let me put in the legend also and put the customer in the color saturation. So this is the field tab and the format tab. I can go and change the things for this. So it just did the map for me. So now I see this. I don't know if you see clearly here. Yeah. So this is the map we got. Now I want to do some default. All the organizations are connected with each other in Power BI. So I'm going to show you how. So I'm going to gender. We have gender here, male and female, right? I can put convert it into graph or chart. Customer. I can click on because this is highlighted, I can click on bar or stack chart. It will do it. But what I want is basically I want to create a filter out of this, so I can show you how the filters are connected. And a filter, so it creates a kind of buttons for me. Can you guys see it here? Yeah, male, female. Okay, that is much easier. Thank you. Yeah. So here are buttons now, male and female. So I told you by default everything is connected. If I click on, so if I go here, it has 516 customers, right? Click on male, it's gonna filter those for me. It's not numbers. Okay. So what we do, we select this.
I think you just click on that gender.
I click on gender. We have 516, right? Customers here, right? So if I click on male, it's 235. So I just selected this here.
So yeah, click on that and then
Yeah.
gender is not there. When you click on this,
Yeah.
no, not there. It's not
I
here.
was unable to.
Yeah, click on that and then
Yeah.
you look
So
at,
I know is everything is highlighted, right? If I click check one, Wyoming alone, it also changed. I meant to show is like everything is connected. Yeah. Click on California. California has probably more. It is showing California number of customers here. There's filters here. If I click on mail and California, it is showing me now there are only 1,065 mails here. So uh, let's uncheck it. Uncheck this one too. So I'm gonna put a gender graph here, like we did earlier. Outside of anything to create a new visual. Make sure nothing is selected. Now there is a graph. Customer ID. I can put as a graph here. It's very, for me, I can't see what is going on here. Okay, count is selected. Okay. So I can have a bar graph here. It's a stack chart actually next to each other. So you get into anything, pie chart, donut chart. All you have to do is select any of these. This is donut chart. We can just have this, and we can create on a. Then we can fields here. Classification. Let's create one for job classification. It's not letting me. Having the. Okay. Pie chart here. Also, if I select this, and this tab is where you change the values here. I can put detail on. I can have it. Right now it is showing a category because this gender is a category, but you can change it to value. You can put more percentage and here, and you can show the percentage, and you can also show category and percentage and data value and percentage. You might have. So you guys, yeah, how to create the visualization, right? So what I want to show you now is the other feature that. So this is how you create and everything is on the report tab is connected. If I click here, male, female, everything changes.
What do we call this? Dashboard?
This is a report. Dashboard is when we publish it.
Then it becomes.
Yeah, it becomes, yeah, then here, you only create the reports. You don't create the dashboards. In Power BI service, from those reports, dashboard is basically a one-page quick view of many, major important features on each report. Take major feature from each report and put it in a one page that is, at glance, you can quickly see the things. When you click on any of those, it will take you to that report. This is dashboard. So let me open. So now we created a dashboard because it takes hours to create one, right? So it's not, we don't have much time. Yeah. So I'm gonna just open the one I already created. Is also like male, female. You don't have to say female. Instead of saying it, you take the labels off and put the image, and that also does it basically is your imagination, how good you want to do. So on this, I created for Cortana. I can show you the video. I also have. I'll show you in a minute. But this is the dashboard we just created over there. It takes, but it doesn't take that much time, but takes hour or so to create the, line the data, and this is what we have over there, right? Couple of these things. Mostly we did it in like 15-20 minutes each to do. So we call our CEO, say, hey, we have a dashboard for you. The storytelling. What is storytelling? Can storytelling?
Taking the snapshots of various charts and graphs and annotating them with software.
So storytelling is basically to connecting with people, and connecting to the people, and give them the information you collected to them. Basically, that's right. Absolutely, that definition of that storytelling is. Textbook definition, actually, he said. Perfect. Yeah. So Microsoft actually said, you know what? Some kind of slideshow, like a Google Sheets or PowerPoint we are using, right? But they're not effective. If I'm showing this and I have this slide, and somebody say, hey, Bill, can you tell me what is the white collar? If you want white collar, what is in California? How many of these are, and how many of the of those are female, male? We won't be able to tell. But if we use Power BI as a slide presenter, you can do it. And Microsoft did a wonderful job doing this. So I'm going to show you how. Need this. So now I said, I created your dashboard. Come see it. He said, okay, show me. And he asked me the same question. He said, can you tell me the white color, how many white color we have as a customer? And these filters everything. On all those places, it filters the numbers. And he asked me, can you tell me the females like we were doing before? Only showing female in here and also in the region. And what I did in the region, Power BI has a new feature. I have pages on this report, but one page, and now it is actually showing me graph as a tool. New feature in Power BI. Slide presentation software has ability to do this. You can just stun your colleague and your work, by showing the presentations like this. And it's a free. Download it, and you start creating the presentation. Imagine, I can, and numbers change, the graph change on, if I change the state, the numbers change, right? So if I bring it back to the original one, it's now showing both male and female, and showing the graph. Then, because I'm in a slideshow mode, I'm only showing the first slide yet. Now slide. I told them, this is the region slide we have, and the region slide, again, I'm showing the graphs of, from the other. Yeah.
I have a question. Now, let's say we put together a presentation like this, right? And you downloaded Power BI. Does the person that you share this file with have to download the same application in order to see what?
No. If it is online, it's a web browser.
Oh, I see.
It is.
I think you have to see that when you publish it, it's going to be in HTML5 format.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Once you publish it, it's going to
Anybody
go.
can open it.
Yeah.
Anybody can
Yeah.
open it
Yeah.
through web browser. Yeah,
As long as
basically.
they have a web browser.
Yeah. So this is a totally new, very new features of this. I'm on the second slide, and also, so I only have this one page of this. All of these are created through that one page. Now this is highlighted. It's a here spotlight feature. Only this is highlighted. Everything becomes dull. The slide and told them, this is what we have, and then, so we get it out. I only have one page of this. One page is I have tooltip. One page I have for Katana. Through that one page, I created all that. It's so powerful, and this feature alone is worth learning Power BI. It's vendor activity when you're showing your slideshow. And as I earlier showed you, you can add images, and through here, images, text, and shapes, and everything is right here. 3 things. You can add any number of slides. This is I wanted to show you, and I wanted to show you Katana integration too. So let me see if we have Katana video. Let me. So I have to. I hear it, but I'm gonna just go ahead and do it.
I want to show you Cortana integration. Cortana is your personal assistant.
What does that mean?
You in lot of things like if you find your based on
I did. Its volume is up.
just apply the details, the text, manage your calendar, chit chat and play games with you. Log into Power BI and show you how Cortana is Power BI integration works. You log into the Power BI and look at the report here.
So I'm gonna say
Voice over.
yeah, voice over. So we are logging into the Power BI, and I'm seeing this report.
Report for Cortana integration all one, which can display it well here.
It can is as a report.
We were writing earlier, but in a small format. This shows have 4,014 customers and 160 million balance we have for those customers. Under that, we have a customer by job
I
classification.
just very detailed down to one. So
by gender. We have male and female. This report is also interactive as report in Power BI. Click on blue color. Here we have 1,049 customers. The blue color by job classification and around $41 million data. Green, it will tell us around out of those 1,050 customers, we have around 790 males and around 155 females. It will also give us a percentage, 6.35% of that is female, and around
I created this video for my work,
1.78.
so that's why I'm explaining a lot more.
Outside, and now this is the full picture of the.
This is a full picture of this. So ask Katana to show me that report.
As you can see, here the name of the report is sales data.
Name of the report is sales data,
Now about this report.
and it's very secure because I logged in.
Means sales data.
So you can basically, like a Alexa skills,
Cortana brought the
to prove that report is brought. Then to the web, it's published on the web, right? On the URL.
You can click it here and see.
Same data.
Exactly.
Interactive report Cortana brought.
Cortana is so clever. It embedded the interactive report. Now you can see we don't have to go to our online.
So we online. I'm gonna just stop it, right? So that was a Cortana integration. You can do basically your phone has Cortana, right? You can install Cortana on any phone. So instead of in the kitchen or something, if morning, I can just say, hey, Cortana, start showing me the new my new data. Start telling her whatever she is or it is to bring the report to you. Basically, you don't have to log in. Otherwise, you have to log in to the Power BI. You have to be on my laptop and stuff like that. So that eliminates, a lot more ease. So, first thing I'm gonna show you is the
Security authorization, how do you?
yeah. So like I said, you didn't hear this here, but it's very secure because when I publish my report, I have to log into the Power BI, right? So I do my system also with the same. So now I can just ask my system, Katana to, hey, Windows 10 Katana, because they collaborate with each other. Now Katana knows that on the web, this is what I am. So put the sales report, right? It's only bringing in mine because it knows I'm logged in to that person as a person, and I put that report. It brings to only my report to me.
So I create a report for my CEO. How can he pull the report?
Cannot pull the report. I think there must be way, but I didn't test it that way.
Actually,
You shared with the report for him with him. Yeah, he will be able to, because you shared with him online. If you did not share, then no, he can do it with him. Then he is also part of that report, right? If he can log in and see the report, he can fetch the report through Cortana. As long as log in and so this is
the same thing like when you share a file, right? Email. So I know it because I come from the SharePoint background.
yeah.
So if you share the link,
Yeah.
if he has the proper credentials, he's going to see.
Is he going to
able
see
to
it? Yeah.
If he's not, then it's just going to
Yeah.
stay.
Access denied or yeah. So this is what Microsoft is building right now. This is a new revolution in the BI data service. Missing piece of master plan to make analytics easier than anything else. So basically, it's gonna you have a data lake. They're gonna be pre-built applications. pre-built applications, and you just have to look at them. Citizen data scientist concept, it bring to another level. So what it is this is your data sources, like you connect to your Oracle, your SAP, Salesforce, whatever data it is. Then your ETL, you do clean the data and put in the warehouses, data lakes and stuff like that, right? Then you on it. You have your Hadoop, you have all your data over there, you create the schemas, you do whatever, Spark or something to do that. Then you visualize it, then you share those visualization or reports or dashboards. Mostly report we've been sharing, putting in the regular form. So this is what Power BI is doing. If we did the query, remember we cleaned the data. Right now, Microsoft doesn't have an online desktop. They are creating online. This is, your company has all those people here. This is not covered, but if you know Power BI, then it is covered. Data lake, it is creating that framework, and this is also Power BI. So they cover the whole within Power BI. They cover the whole top scenario. They covered it right here. This is definitely going to revolutionize the BI space.
It will be the CDS platform.
Yeah, you will be on the CDS platform, and for the CDS platform, you can be on premise, can be able to do it on premise or not. We don't know yet. Just got I got this email this morning from Microsoft. This is not this one. See, coming soon. This is this morning, 5 a.m. Commons for analytics. Just analytics. This is just for analytics. And the player already created for you by Microsoft, but you have to know Power BI stuff to integrate the things and stuff like that.
Immediate common data service is going to something called the data lake.
So they did not tell. They don't until they put it on beta. They don't give information because people misrepresent. When people don't understand. So I will know in the coming weeks what exactly it is, and I'm very up for it. I really wanted to get into this because this is going to be totally game changer for BI space. That's what I wanted to share with you. Any questions?
So, I have a few questions. So, you told about you created the report and you published it on the web, and the person who is going to use it, right, see the report, like CEO, has to have access basically, right?
Yeah.
You can control who
has access or who know. Yeah, you can control.
So, does he have to have Power BI or?
No, only browser.
Through the web, but still access is required.
You have to. He has to have account. Yeah.
Okay.
We have in our company Active Directory. We use Active Directory for access, and you can also have you can either security security group or DL. You can use both with Power BI. If you want to share with your group and you have a distribution list for that group, just add the distribution and share. Show you the cloud part. You go to powerbi.com. We through Active Directory. My Active Directory account. We do ADFS. I'm not on the infra side. I don't know much. Are you familiar with ADFS? Active Directory Federation services. So they have a concept of workspace, plus test workspace. Actually, I deleted that after creating the video. I deleted that. But we can publish it if we want to. But I have another here. This is how you share it.
Yeah, add the year.
Yeah, here.
But they need to have an account.
They have to have a account. Yeah. You can also do you can create an app and publish it that. So Microsoft will give you many ways to do this.
So there also they are controlling the authentication.
Yeah.
In there. So actually, and when they run the report, every time they will get the refresh data or they can run.
All the reports are shared with me here. All the workspaces. The data, most of the data is on premise. On our, because manage these things and I train people. I don't build report. We have a team that builds the report. So I'm kind of a see overall picture on top. So I don't, so many reports are shared with me because I don't need to see data, right? So only few reports are shared with me. So the one has a problem or something, so then I go tier 3, I fix the things, then other developers cannot. So yeah. So you can many ways to do this. Many ways to do this. And go to apps, and these are the apps that I shared with me.
These apps are within enterprise, it gets.
So they are available to users. Once you share with them to the enterprise, you share with the enterprise, you can share with the DL, security, or single person. And then when person goes to the app, it will see this. It will they will just click it, and it will become a dashboard for them. There are services. I wanted to there was earlier. I told you Salesforce, they built many, like hundreds of services, these are dashboards and reports. So if I click on the sales manager, this is not my work laptop, but it's probably gonna give me error. Let me see. I'm gonna say get it. So the reports, Salesforce is gonna look like this. You can create the reports. It's already done for you. Get it. I'm not sure if it works here or not. So it's already worked for me because it's been already for my other computer. So now it is creating the dashboard and reports for Salesforce for me already. See that? I get an error. Best probably, that's why. I deleted those because I just, when I showed the users and stuff like how to do it, I normally delete it afterwards. So now it is for me. So all the reports already built in for me, and it knows my Salesforce account, and it's going to bring all the data that I'm authorized to see and create it, and then.
Yeah, as long as you are inside of the company, share of basically. Once you try to share something outside of, then that user has to be a valid user and has to be in the AD, so that they can either log in to your VPN.
So here is my Salesforce. I can't show you guys, sorry, because so I really don't. It's not because we are private company. We can't share the data.
So what about the mobile version actually?
Mobile version is beautiful. You just download it.
The for BI there is an app for that, right?
Right. In every store.
You get the full workspace there or?
No.
Viewing.
Yeah, only viewing mostly. Okay. Yeah, you cannot make changes and edit it.
So you can,
It's consumption only, for consumption.
so whatever, like recent apps and reports, whatever is published to you or you are working on, you will be able to view it and link it with Cortana or
Yeah.
anything, right?
Yeah, Cortana, basically, I probably use Cortana now on, because I know, those things, so. Any other question? No problem. Yeah. Any other question?
For column level, suppose you want to hide any column for a specific user, you can do that, right?
Yeah. Sure. Hide the call. So query editor is, it's, but your source is intact, touched, not modified, right? It sucks the data in here. There you can chop it, columns like that at work, you know.
That is storing in SQL Server again, whatever.
No. So Power BI doesn't write back.
Okay.
Sucks the data in, but have you heard of Power Flow and Power App? Power Flow? Do you heard? Yeah. So you can use that to write it back if you want to, but you don't. Normally people, it's just a dashboarding, you know, people just visualizing and making sense out of data, they use Power BI. But you can write back too, using Power Apps and Power Flow, Microsoft. It's a new product from Microsoft.
So the current time,
The current, yeah, they call it 2.0, so it's going to be 3.0. The new, when they, it's going to be 3.0, Power BI 3.0. Any other question? Online?
Nothing online, no more questions. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks, well, sir. You can just